Rizia, who was face-to-face with the sovereignty defector, Salinger, imprisoned 30 years ago, saw that he looked younger than she had expected. Their conversation continued, with Salinger asking how Rizia managed to get into the prison, to which Rizia explained that she entered through diplomatic channels. She then offered to help Salinger escape from that prison, citing the Empire's plans for a large-scale invasion and their need for Salinger's assistance. The goal of this invasion was to capture the sovereignty's queen, Miliver Lu Nebulous VII, and it was Salinger himself who had betrayed the previous queen. Growing weary of his confinement, Salinger agreed to Rizia's offer, accompanied by the sound of breaking glass that had imprisoned him. Meanwhile, Iska was at a hotel where he was being held captive by Alice. He was gazing at the city of Alcatraz at night. Alice then guessed that Iska must be feeling restless. Iska responded, saying that he simply felt that Alcatraz was very peaceful at night. However, Alice pointed out that behind this peace, there were many hidden prisoners, to which Iska asked if all the prisoners were dangerous spirit users. All the prisoners in that city were serious criminals, but not all of them were powerful spirit users, with at least one exception. Alice then pointed towards one of the towers. That tower was the Alalugan prison tower, which had the tightest security. At its deepest level, the worst criminal in the sovereignty was held captive, the place where the renegade demon Salinger was imprisoned. Salinger claimed to be a divine figure, which was what led him to betray the previous queen. Being referred to as a demon was a sign of his betrayal against the sovereignty's existence. Alice then asked Iska to keep what she had told him from Rin. As she continued speaking, she was startled to hear Rin calling her name. Rin arrived with news that there were suspicions of outsiders infiltrating the sovereignty. Rin then cast her gaze toward Iska, and Iska explained that he was unaware of anything, and given his current condition, he was incapable of doing anything. Outside the capital, they encountered 12 suspicious groups, and due to the suspicion of being a national threat, a warning notice had been issued. This also occurred in the city of Alcatraz. Meanwhile, Unit N07 was inside the Alalugan prison tower, confused by the prison alarm. They were discussing their situation when Nain stopped their conversation and prison guards passed by them. The guards were dressed in full gear and armed to handle spirit users among the prisoners. Miss, concerned about Rizia's well-being, suggested they rescue her. While Miss was speaking, there was a rumble. During this commotion, Miss received a call from Rizia, who asked about Miss and the others. She then informed them that a large wall had been demolished and earth spirit users had broken through a large hole above. Curious about Iska's whereabouts, Miss inquired about him. Calmly, Rizia replied that Iska was not in that prison and ordered them to retreat and avoid getting caught by the guards. Miss expressed her frustration about the situation, but Jin interrupted her, checked his weapon, and assessed their surroundings. The guards were approaching their location. An explosion occurred at the Alalugan prison tower, catching the attention of Alice and Iska, who were at the hotel. Rin received a report from one of the prison guards, informing her about the explosion at the tower. There was a large hole in the ground at that location, and loud screams were heard near the cell of the renegade demon, Salinger. Upon hearing the report, Alice requested Rin to hurry to the tower. If the demon were to escape, he would target the queen's spirit energy. Rin tried to stop Alice, but she couldn't, as there was no one else capable of opposing the demon Salinger. Rin, upon hearing Alice's words, could only remain silent. Alice then ordered Rin to prepare a vehicle. She could explain her situation to Iska because he was her enemy. However, if she could tell him everything, her heart would be much calmer. Alice then left Iska to change her clothes. Meanwhile, explosions continued to rock the area around the Alalugan prison tower. Alice, after changing her clothes, held a handkerchief and intended to give it to Iska when Rin was not around. She wanted to offer it as a replacement because the handkerchief Iska had given her was dirty. She placed the handkerchief on the table and hoped that Iska would like it and accept it. After leaving the handkerchief, Alice ran off, leaving Iska in silence. Switching to another scene, Unit N07 was running inside the prison to evade the prison guards. They stopped in one of the prison corridor branches. Jin felt it was impossible to face the guards, so he asked Miss and Nain to stay quiet, and he would divert the guards' attention. Miss then suggested that she would be the distraction because she was now a witch, and she would attract the guards' attention more effectively. Miss then yelled to draw the guards' attention. They saw the spirit symbols on Miss hand and chased after her. She managed to evade their attacks one after another, but when she ran to the other side of the corridor, she encountered another guard. Feeling cornered, Miss turned back, and they shot her with a rifle, hitting one of her legs and causing her to fall. The guards then surrounded Miss, and that's when Jin and Nain sprang into action, incapacitating the guards who had surrounded Miss. Seeing Nain beside her, Miss burst into tears and hugged her. The scene shifts to where Iska is, and he is confused by what is happening. He then hears a call from his phone, which is located in the bedroom. He answers the call, which turns out to be from Miss. Upon hearing that she is okay, Jin asks for an update on Iska's condition. Iska explains that he is currently held captive in the top-floor hotel room, with no one around him. He mentions that the Ice Witch is heading to the Alalugan prison tower. Upon hearing Iska's response, Miss informs them that they are also there. Jin then continues, setting aside the explanation for why they are in the sovereignty, emphasizing the importance of them gathering first. However, being naked, she finds it difficult, and she suddenly remembers the handkerchief that Alice placed on the table. Iska then runs to grab the handkerchief and finds a key to the handcuffs hidden within its folds. After unlocking the handcuffs on his wrists, he informs Miss and the others that he will join them at the Alalugan prison tower. Meanwhile, on the other side, Alice and Rin are on their way to the Alalugan prison tower, and they are being pursued. They jump out of the car they were driving just before it explodes. The Alalugan prison tower has suffered severe damage due to the Empire's actions. The problem at the prison is not only Salinger's escape, but also the chaos that has erupted within. Alice, upon hearing Rin's words, feels grateful that she can resolve everything at once as she extinguishes the nearby flames. The guards are surprised by Ice suddenly appearing amidst the chaos. Rin then orders the guards to show respect to Alice, who has become the center of attention amid the turmoil. The guards then kneel, and Alice announces that she will take full command, replacing Queen Nebulous. Alice then instructs Rin to deal with the escaped Salinger. The scene continues where Iska successfully catches up with Unit N07 at the Alalugan prison tower. As he is running, someone calls out to him, and it's the soldiers from Unit N07. Miss, upon seeing Iska, rushes to him, embraces him, and apologizes for her weakness. The Empire's Unit N07 has gathered, and Jin then says that they need to hurry. Iska takes both of his swords from Miss and asks for 15 minutes, requesting that everyone be evacuated to the nearest largest hotel. He then runs towards the prison tower. Moving to where Rin is, she is shouting and searching for Salinger. She is sitting on a pile of rocks and feels disappointed that she was only picked up by a small girl. Rin realizes that Salinger has appeared and immediately grabs the weapon on her thigh while leaping backward. Reluctantly introducing herself to Salinger, she does not accept what he has done, attempting to steal the spirit energy of the previous sovereignty queen. She, feeling like a spirit king, believes it is normal for her to collect taxes by drawing spirit energy from her people. Rin is not pleased with Salinger's statement, and she launches her attack, which he parries easily with a wind shield. Seeing her physical attack fail to land on Salinger, she summons her golem to attack him. The golem she summons attacks Salinger, creating shockwaves and destroying the surrounding area. Salinger easily deflects the golem's attack and proceeds to destroy it. Rin utilizes the fragments from the shattered golem to launch another attack at him. However, with a smile on his face, Salinger effortlessly blocks the attack and redirects it towards Rin. Unable to avoid all of Salinger's attacks, Rin stands with blood on her forehead and her left hand. Salinger explains that the earth spirit she possesses comes from the pure blood he stole from the royal family. Rin, fueled by anger at his words, then rushes towards him. However, as she runs, she is attacked by Salinger, causing her to stop and fall to the ground. Salinger, growing bored with Rin, prepares to launch another unseen attack. Rin is unable to move, and just as Salinger's attack is about to hit her, Iska arrives to block the attack using his sword. Salinger is surprised that his unseen attack was blocked, and Rin can't believe that Iska has come to her rescue. Iska, seeing Salinger in front of him, raises his sword toward him and confirms that he is the enemy.